Hello, welcome back on this very beautiful sunny Tuesday. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are. It certainly seems to be shining right across the United Kingdom, which is wonderful. What a nice thing to wake up to today. Well, today we've also got a really sunny Instagram live for you. I'm going to be joined by a fab nutritional therapist, Fazana Nasser, and we're going to be taking a deep dive back into our old friend, the gut, the microbiome, talking about Bimuno. I know lots of you use Bimuno, lots of you love it. It's my favourite, it's on my regular list. It's like fertiliser for our good gut bugs. But we're going to be specifically talking about one area which is really timely, I think, for this time of year with summer holidays kind of looming, and that is traveller's tum. Yeah, how can Bimuno help with that? Well, all sorts of gastric issues, digestive issues, but we are more susceptible as we travel to traveller's diarrhea. You know, it can really wreck a holiday. And Bimuno actually has some really interesting science behind it. So we're going to be looking at that and other things, of course, gut related. Very nice to see you all. Thank you. Where is everybody today? Let me know where you're joining me from. Nice. I know that we're global. It's a really lovely community here. Thank you for being part of it, sending lots of hearts and waves back. Okay, so before we crack on with Fazana, I'm just going to add Lainey. So Lainey's from my team, and she will be online as a moderator. So if you've got any questions about Earle Wellbeing magazine or the website or the podcast or the newsletters or anything like that, anything to do with Earle Wellbeing, then she will be able to hop on and reply. And let us see if we can connect with Fazana. Great, lots and lots of you joining now, which is so nice to see. Wow, how are you all? Lovely. Yeah, loads, really doing really well, thank you. Belinda says, I've just come back from Mallorca, had food poisoning, really very unpleasant. Absolutely. How better can we prepare our gut for those kinds of eventualities? Really interesting and very timely topic of conversation. Okay, so be a delay. Let me know if there is a delay and I'll adjust our speech accordingly. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It's kind of seems to be luck of the draw with Instagram. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am super well. Is the sun shining where you are, Fazana?
Oh, yes, it is. It's been such a beautiful day. We've been really lucky the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
With absolutely lovely, lovely weather.
Just gorgeous. Makes all the difference to get up, see the sun. You know, I always say to my community here, get up as early as you can, go out as close to sunrise, look towards the sun. Interesting research, I'm sure you're aware actually, of the impact of sun and UV on the gut and the gut microbes.
Yeah, yeah.
Fascinating.
There's so many benefits, and we're really lucky as well that the days are so long now. So we do have the opportunity to get outside. It's much easier than in the winter. Sure.
The only problem is, you know, I find it harder to get to bed, you know, because before, you know, I think, oh, you know, I'll start thinking about supper soon. And then I look at the clock and it's 9 o'clock, you know, because it's kind of confusing, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, we are going to have a deep dive back into the microbiome. I know you're a big fan of Bimuno. Do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your background before we start on that?
Well, yeah, I'm Fazana. I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm a certified functional medicine practitioner, and I specialize in autoimmunity, and I have a huge interest in the gut and the microbiome because it's responsible for so much, and it's something that we can manipulate and change with everything that we do. And so I'm really excited to be here with Bimuno talking to you about this amazing product.
Sure. And did I describe it correctly? Because, you know, we've talked a lot on this channel about probiotics, gut health, you know, eating all the lovely fermented foods that give us all those extra probiotic bugs. But of course, there are also these things called prebiotics, which is kind of like the fertilizer, if you like, to make them grow. I think about like bugs in the garden, you know, or plants, and you wanting to grow them to nourish them. You know, I know that these contain, I can never pronounce the word, galacto-oligosaccharides, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So GOS is a prebiotic.
Okay.
And so, like you say, it helps feed the good microbes in our gut. So probiotics are great, but they only last for about 5 to 7 days. Okay. They go to your gut, they work their magic, and then they leave. Okay. They can be really helpful, but prebiotics are slightly different in that they're feeding what you already own. So they're feeding your own microbes, and they're allowing the good microbes to grow and to flourish. So with things like it's a prebiotic, and we know that that will increase levels of good bacteria like bifidobacteria over a period of about just 7 days.
Wow. I mean, that's quite impressive. And is that, so basically, if we're eating all these good healthy foods and, you know, having a bit of fiber and our plain live yogurt and kefir, hopefully, you know, all of that good stuff, is this a way then to increase those naturally? So rather than thinking, gosh, I've got to take yet another probiotic supplement, we can kind of do it organically by getting what's within us to grow and to flourish.
Exactly. So eating all your probiotic foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi are all amazing. So like actually sauerkraut and kimchi, because you've got like the vegetables there too, you've actually got probiotics that you get through the fermentation process, but you also have prebiotics as well, because of the fiber that's there. And they're really important as part of, you know, a healthy diet, as is in your plant foods, because you know, that's all really important for the gut. And with studies that were done, they showed that having a diversity of about 30 different plant foods a week is what we needed for a diverse gut and microbiome. And that is what supports a good immune system and health as well.
And actually, you know, people sometimes go, oh, 30 plant foods a week, you know, I'm not going to be able to do that. But actually, it's pretty easy. I mean, I've done 30 in a day.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you think about it, every herb that you add is a different variety, because it doesn't need to be a lot, does it? It can be a little pinch of something.
Yeah.
And you make a big chopped salad, you know, and then maybe you have some, you know, 3 or 4 varieties of cooked veggies in the evening, or you're making a spag bowl and you're chucking in, you know, some chopped carrots and some celery and whatever. It's actually relatively straightforward. 30 in a week. I mean, it's you can smash it, can't you?
100%. I think the number, like you say, is very daunting, but like plants include fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs.
I mean, hey, one bowl of my granola will probably have about 30 different things, you know. I'm loving some of the comments that we're getting here. Bambi's saying she's in Cape Verde, and she says, I'm using my Bimuno daily. It's fantastic. So, you know, obviously the focus today, you know, we try and make things very timely and specific to what's going on around us, because I think that's the most useful, really. A lot of us are setting off on holiday or maybe traveling away for a long weekend, different environment. How is something like Bimuno going to help protect us from traveler's tum, from that awful, you know, traveler's diarrhea that not only can affect us, but, you know, other members of the family? I'm thinking particularly children or the elderly as well.
Yeah. So Bimuno is really great because what it does is it helps increase those good microbes in your gut. Okay. Right. And so we know that it helps increase, for example, bifidobacteria. The studies show that it helps increase bifidobacteria. This is part of our immune system. So if we're strengthening our system and we're strengthening our gut, it helps protect us while we're away. And we know that Bimuno works in about 7 days. So starting it maybe 7 days before you go away, and then taking it for the duration of your vacation can be really, really protective, because up to 80% of the immune system is in your gut. So it's a really simple way to support your gut health. And the thing that I've been using this for about 3 years nonstop, and I love it because it's so easy, even for kids, for grown-ups to take, because you just add it to any drink and it dissolves instantly.
Yeah, it doesn't taste of anything, does it? And
it tastes of nothing. You get great compliance because you don't even know.
I give it to my kids, you know, and, you know, especially if they've been a bit under the weather, or if they've been recovering from anything, because I probably should give it to them all year round, actually. But I think specifically in the summer, when there are so many more of these tummy bugs around, and if we're traveling or they're eating different foods. I mean, is that why we tend to get traveler's tum? Because we're eating different things that our gut isn't used to? It's
that, and also different hygiene, you know, in different places. So sometimes, you know, water that's used, we don't know how clean that might be, or if we go on holiday, it tends to be warmer. You know, food might be left outside, you know, that might affect how old is the food. So, you know, we're eating out more, we're in the plane, we're traveling. So all these things take a toll on our system. So
lots more opportunity, I guess, for those bad bugs to thrive. And do we know that Bimuno is just targeting the good gut bugs? Because I know that, I mean, we don't want the bad bugs, we don't want them to proliferate, and I know they feed on things like sugar, and maybe we're having a bit more sugar too, actually, if we're away. You know, we might be, I mean, I don't really tend to eat ice cream, but if I'm away, if I'm in Italy, that old gelato shop is
Yeah,
calling,
exactly.
and I am going to have that pudding, and I am going to maybe have that cocktail, which I wouldn't normally have. So my sugar levels are probably actually
Yeah.
going up, which is not a good
Yeah.
thing on holiday.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And yes, Bimuna only targets the good. It increases the good microbes in your gut. It's not going to be increasing any of the problematic microbes at all.
Yeah, interesting. Gillian saying here, I have IBS. I use Bimuno daily. It really makes a difference. How is it helping there with digestive issues like IBS?
It can help you. I mean, it can help you break down your foods better. It's increasing the good microbes that are there.
Okay.
Increase them. It can help you with tolerance of food as well, because our microbes do so much for us in our gut. They're helping us break down our foods. They're producing digestive enzymes. They're detoxifying. They're making minerals, vitamins. They do so much for us. So when you're able to increase them, it has a magical effect, not only with gut digestion and everything, but throughout your body as well.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about exactly what it is, because I think I always love to unpack the science and be evidence-based, and I know that's really your bag as well. But just to say, we have the most amazing Liz Loves discount. It's possibly the best we've ever had, certainly in Bimuno's terms. You can actually save up to 29%, which is amazing, like nearly a third, with a 3-month supply. And if you would like that really high level of discount, you go to bimuno.com/Liz Loves. They've set up a special page for us. It's exclusive for this community. So bimuno.com/Liz Loves. If you would just like a 1-month trial, okay, you just go straight to the website, then you can just get 20% off. And that's your usual Liz Loves code. So you've got a couple of options there, depending. If you know you love it and you want your 3-month supply, on subscription, which obviously you can cancel, then, go for it and get, nearly a third off. Or if you're thinking, it's interesting, I'll try, 20% is still a really generous discount. But everybody I know who starts it actually continues with it.
Because it's so easy, right? It doesn't take an effort. And also, if you're taking it on holiday, just to say, they're so easy to carry with you, because they just
totally, look at that.
You can throw them in your bag, and then nothing back with you on the way back either.
Yeah, no, and I love the paper packets. I was had a couple of days. I had a staycation last week, just a couple of nights away, and I really had to be careful. I didn't want to go with like suitcases full of supplements, although I do take quite a few.
Yeah.
And the key ones I did take with me, and it was just great to be able to pop this in my bag and just think, great, I can use this. Nice packaging. Actually, while I've got the boxes here, can we explain the differences? Because I've got Bimuno Original, which is this little green box, and then I've got Bimuno Immunity. So what's the difference, and which one should we be choosing?
You can choose either one of them. The difference between the two is they both have Bimuno in there. The Bimuno Immunity just has some additional immune support. So you've got vitamin D, you've got zinc, and you've got vitamin D2. So those are nutrients that we know help support your immune health. And so now, if you're traveling, but it's also beneficial during the colder months where you just want a little bit,
anytime.
Yeah.
But, frankly.
Yeah.
Anytime.
They're both completely tasteless, and they both dissolve in anything as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I put mine in yogurt sometimes if I'm making a shake. I'll make a smoothie. You should see there's just so much that goes into my smoothie. It's just ridiculous. But I love it because then I'm just sort of swallowing it all together. And you don't have to take it away from food then. It's fine to take it with food. Or is there any particular time of day? Should we take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach? What's the drill?
Whenever it's the easiest. You can have it first thing in the morning. You can have it on an empty stomach. You can have it last thing at night. You can have it hot. You can have it cold. It really works for you.
Yeah.
It makes no difference when or how you take it.
So it's heat resistant then. I can add it to tea and coffee.
Yeah, that's what I do. I add it to my coffee every morning. I've got my tea here, actually. I've got some in my tea. You can't even tell.
You can't tell. That's brilliant. Gosh, my coffee's got so much in it. I've got reishi mushroom, cordyceps, creatine, and I'm going to be adding this as well. Going to be more supplement than coffee, but I love it because it's actually such an easy thing to do. And you can keep these. I actually have mine, literally, you can't see I'm in my studios, but in the corner there, I've got my little coffee maker. And I've got my sachets next to there. Is there something that is suitable for everybody? At what age can we start? I know sometimes brands say, don't give it to children or whatever. What's the story?
So it's for children 4 years plus.
Oh, really? So quite young then, from 4 years up. That's really good.
And it is just a fiber, you know, so
Yeah,
it
let's
is.
talk about, exactly what it is. Because as I said, I did manage to get the word right, galacto-oligosaccharide.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's derived from lactose, so it is from milk, but it is, what a prebiotic, it's a prebiotic. So the way that they work is you consume them, and as you consume them, they feed the good microbes in the gut, and as you feed the good microbes, it lowers the pH of your colon, and that actually helps naturally crowd out other problematic microbes as well. So not only are you consuming good stuff, it changes your gut ecology and helps support a healthy gut microbiome as well.
That is brilliant. And presumably then we need to keep taking it. Yeah, it's not kind of a one-off. Is it something that is ongoing?
Yeah, so yeah, you can keep taking it, absolutely. So you don't have to stop after a certain amount of time. You can just keep to support those levels of good microbes. Absolutely.
What about if you're lactose intolerant? There's a question here from Lorraine, which is a good point.
Some people, I mean, there was someone with IBS who, put a comment there and they took it and really helped them. So I think the best thing is to try and see if it's suitable. So some people can sometimes react to it, but sometimes it usually can really help as well.
Yeah, exactly, because what you're doing is you're actually addressing the gut issue that can often trigger lactose intolerance. So you're kind of reverse engineering it, aren't you, and actually helping.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's worth, trying it. And if you do try it, maybe don't try a whole sachet, but try a little bit and build it up as you go.
That's a good point. I might get my son to do that actually, because he's lactose intolerant. But I think, it's very interesting. I was doing some research actually for a new project, looking at lactose and looking at things like ghee. And those in the Indian community who've grown up with ghee may well know this better than me. But because when you clarify butter, you heat it and the milk solids separate. Those milk solids are the ones that contain the lactose.
Yeah.
So actually ghee, I think, is technically lactose free. So you can buy butter and still use it and get that lovely buttery taste.
Yeah,
without having to resort to all those really horrible seed oil vegan spreads, which I just drive me mad.
No, I absolutely agree. And those who are lactose intolerant tolerate quite well. So a really nice way to feed our good microbes in our gut.
Some nice questions coming up here. Will this help a lazy bowel post-surgery? I think, and actually, Bermuda, I've just seen a comment here saying that it's considered safe in most lactose intolerant people by the British Dietetics Association. So there you go, definitely worth a try. I guess for all of those digestive issues, what you're doing is you're supporting, aren't you? So, if you have had gastric surgery, if you do have gastric issues, I don't know, acid reflux, anything like that, would it be fair to say that it's going to give your gut microbes a better chance of helping you?
Yeah, no, it's a really nice way. So, to support your gut microbes, what you want to do as well is to make sure you're including plants as well. Plants don't want to have too much fiber too quickly, because that can affect your gut as well. You want to build plants, do that slowly. This is something you can do alongside as well to help support. Yeah.
And just really in a very gentle way, because it's working with your own body ecology.
Exactly.
And it's interesting that you say about, you can overdo it. There's this thing called SIBO, isn't there? And I know that some people who suddenly discover gut health go out and they just buy everything. They've got kefir, they've got kombucha, they've got kimchi, they're eating sauerkraut. And suddenly their gut is like really bloating and they're thinking, oh, this is terrible. Do you want to explain why that can happen and why we should actually take it gently?
Yeah, so we've got our microbes in our gut, and they're used to eating a certain amount of foods and fibers and fermented foods. When we start to eat a lot of them, they have a lot of food that they're then going to consume, and it's a feast. It's and as they consume the food, as they eat it, they will release gas, which will cause bloating, and it might make you feel uncomfortable. You want to really slowly increase your fiber. So we know that, we said 30 foods a week. We're also supposed to have 30 grams of fiber a day, which can be a little challenging if you're not there yet. But with that, you want to slowly increase it. Maybe have, have a punnet of blueberries one day. The next day, maybe include a handful of greens but just to slowly
Slowly do it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You will tolerate the increase in like you know, plant foods. But also when you eat your food, you want to make sure you're eating mindfully.
Yeah.
So, you know, eat too quick when we're in a hurry, that can cause a lot of those symptoms as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
starts with the eyes, with the mouth. You know, we see our food,
Slowing it down.
we're moving, we're sending blood
Yeah.
periphery to our hands, to our legs. We need the blood to go to our stomach and our digestive
Yeah.
organs to break down our food. So, you know, to be really mindful about how you're eating your food too. You know, are you chewing? You know, are you present? That will really helps with digestion and is really important for digestion as well.
And I think, you know, being gluten-free as well, I saw a comment about here. Does that include celiac as well? I mean, is it that far, or is it just of gluten intolerant?
To take the product?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's fine if you're gluten free, and actually it's probably really helpful. So
Nice.
if you can't have gluten, a lot of people get most of their prebiotics from gluten. So people get about 70% of their prebiotics from gluten. And so when you're taking gluten out, you also want to replace it with other
Wow.
but you don't lose out on those prebiotics because you want to keep nourishing and feeding your gut microbiome. So if you are going gluten-free, you know, have the gluten-free products, that's fine. But a lot of them tend to be, you know, they don't have a lot of fiber in them.
They don't.
Yeah.
No. That's really interesting, actually. So Brella, my younger daughter, she avoids gluten. And I think I need to top her up with Bimuno. She has had it in the past, but like with all these things, you know, you kind of slack or you forget about stuff. You get a bit lazy.
Yeah.
So I actually, thinking about that. And both my lactose-free and my gluten-free child, I think, could do that. And in fact, Devon Creator here, she's asking, would this help someone on a poor diet?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely will. You're
I guess
feeding.
what you do is you're sort of energizing what you've got, you know. So if you're not eating well, obviously you're not going to have as many good gut bugs. So the ones that you've got, you want to give them as much support as you can, don't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, now when you travel, the winter, it's really, really helpful. But also trying to plan with food is really helpful as well. But yeah, it can really help for
So
sure.
just to recap then, so specifically at this time of year, what's really interesting for anybody who's joined late is the fact that this can help with traveler's tongue, can help with traveler's diarrhea.
Yeah.
And the way that you should do it, if you are planning a trip, is to start, did you say 7 days before you go?
Yes, 7 days before you go, because the research has shown it takes 7 days and then you see increases in bifidobacteria.
Great.
So that's why.
And that's for all members of the family, it says on the box actually, so clinically here tested from age 4 upwards.
Yeah.
So, you
that's
know,
right.
for the whole lot. And you've got your choice here, you've got your immunity, you've got your original. You can either take a big box for you and the fam if you're going away, or just, you know, if you're going away for the weekend or you're traveling, or you think sometimes I forget, I'm just going to keep a couple in my bag just in case. And it's just one a day, that's enough. You know, you don't need to think, oh, I haven't been eating very well, I'm going to take 2. Is just one a day enough?
Yeah, just one a day. Yeah, that's all
Okay.
you.
Excellent. And we do have the most amazing Liz Loves discount. We love you guys at Bimuno. It's so brilliant because you can save up to 29%. That's nearly a third. If you go to bimuno.com/Liz Loves, and that takes you to a special page on their website. Aren't we special? They've set one up just for us so that you can get that discount. That's if you're getting the 3-month subscription. Of course, you can cancel your subscription at any time, but I think, as you were saying, Fazana, it's really good to have this as a kind of regular ongoing thing, and of course you're saving so much money. Or if you just want a one-off box, so your 1 month supply, if you just want to try that, then just go to the website and use the code LizLoves, and that will give you 20% off just on its own as a single box. And do you think that we should be starting with the original, or if someone's a newbie, or starting with immunity? What's your advice?
I mean, they're both products. If you find that you're maybe getting sick a lot, or you know, you're more prone to getting, you know, run down and sick, the immunity would be better. Otherwise, it's perfect for traveling and getting started.
I love the immunity formula. I know that it's relatively new. We did a live on this not long ago because it contains your D3, your vitamin D3. It's so important, your vitamin C and your zinc. And we know that that little trio, that little trinity
Yes,
is so incredibly helpful for the immune system. And
exactly.
just to recap, the majority of our immune system we make in our gut. Yeah.
Yep. 80% of our immune system is in our gut.
80%.
It's
Isn't that staggering?
in the world and our world, right? So we have most of our immune cells lined in the gut. Yeah,
In the gut.
exactly.
And then we can make more of them by giving them the right food. Like treat them right and they'll treat us right.
Exactly. We want to feed them well. So good food choices will allow the good microbes to go. And so,
Yeah.
you know, including Bimono, supporting, you know, your immune health. Absolutely.
Love that. Love the work that you're doing. I actually am now following you on Instagram. Do you want to give everybody your Instagram details in case people would like to come and follow you specifically for kind of nutrition and gut health stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So my handle is my name. It's Fazana Nasa _nutrition. And I'm there if you have any questions as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Fazana. I'll let you go. Enjoy the sun. I'm going to go back to my research. I have to say, I've just been reading some preliminary studies, actually, so I don't know how valid they are, but I think it's very interesting, showing that if we expose our stomach, our kind of gut area, skin, to early morning sun, it actually speaks to the gut microbes.
Yeah.
So very interesting. There's a whole area, kind of quantum biology, which is looking at this, which I think is fascinating. So anyway, love a bit of research. So yeah, watch this space for more on that. But in the meantime, definitely we need to be feeding them on the inside as well as getting our sunshine.
100%.
Thanks for your time today. Lovely to see you.
Love.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Bye bye. You got to click off on the little square at the top there, otherwise I click everybody off. So fascinating. I have to say, I love these chats because, you know, a lot of us, you know, we know all this stuff, don't we? You know, you've heard me talk about it time and time again. And we forget, like I'd actually forgotten that, you know, I'd bought all this stuff for Brella last year and she was really benefiting. And then somehow, I don't know, we just kind of drifted out of it. But of course, she is gluten-free and she is going to need a little bit more support because she's on a restricted diet. So definitely, I will be using my regular subscription and getting up to 29% off, which is great. So don't forget, I'll put the details in the caption so you don't need to remember, but there is a special link, okay, if you want to get the maximum benefit. Now, I've had a lot of questions and queries and comments and thumbs up from our last guest when we talked with Potik. Wasn't that so interesting, talking about CBD? So if any of you missed it, do check on the Earle Wellbeing Instagram because you can go back and you can revisit. Potik, these are the 3 different CBD oils that you can get, 5%, 10%, 20%. Absolutely riveting stuff. I loved our chat. And it was particularly interesting to talk about perimenopause and menopause and the kind of different changes that we go through and the fact that all of us have cannabidiol receptors on cells all over our bodies. And the CBD in a high quality product like Potik is very clever at working out what we need, a bit like an adaptogenic herb. And it's really fascinating. And I was very impressed with the science. And if you haven't watched that, I seriously suggest that you go back and revisit it. So many interesting comments I've had and affirmations from people saying that CBD has been incredibly helpful for stress, anxiety, sleep. Actually, I should probably add that to my little sleep list. I was doing a little stack on sleep this morning on the Earle Me Instagram. So yeah, maybe I'll pop back in there and mention CBD. And stress and overwhelm and all sorts. A lot of people using CBD oil for pain, fibromyalgia, achy joints, arthritis. I know a lot of elderly people are taking it as well. Very, very good stuff. Anyway, Potik, it's a brilliant brand, fab, female founder brand. Founder has a background in big pharma and research, so it's very much evidence-based, okay? This is a brand that you can trust. That's what we like to do at Liz Loves. We like to try and do the research and do the careful edit. So we bring you the ones that we think are evidence-backed and will actually have an effect. It's not the cheapest, but then, as I always say, price does not equal value. Value is something that's going to work. You know, you can buy something that's really cheap, and if it doesn't work, it has no value. Okay, so, and we do get 20% off, so pratique. And something else I didn't show you actually, but this is a really lovely thing. This is their calming cream, and you can use this for migraine, for PMS. I know a lot of people are using CBD for PMS and for endometriosis and all kinds of gynecological issues. Very interesting. More research on that needed. The other one that I wanted to tell you about today, which is brand new, and oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. You may have seen my Instagram. It was actually on Liz Me a few weeks ago. I caught up with one of my oldest friends in the beauty business, Kate Shapland, who is the founder of this truly lovely brand called Legology. What a clever name. And this, if you have not smelt Legology, you are in for such a treat. She's now given us 20% off on Liz Loves because we badgered her. This is the contouring leg cream. It has so many amazing uses. Not only is it used for depuffing and smoothing the legs, and she does a lot with lymphatic drainage and puffy legs and lymphoderma, I think it's called. Loads on her website if you want to go and check that out. But the smell, oh my gosh, you smell this and you are in Amalfi. You know, you're on the Italian Riviera. The lemons that she's used, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful smell. It's like a really expensive cologne. And I know she went to Grasse actually to work with perfumers to make the scent. This is a fantastic leg cream because it's cooling. It gives you that lovely scent, and it's got ingredients in there that really help to depuff and smooth the legs. So I love it. This is genuinely on my bathroom shelf. And when I saw her, she showed me this little kit that she just launched. And I said, Kate, I have to have one of these. Okay, I'm not leaving the building unless you give me one of these. And it says on here, reveal your legs' full fabulousness. I'm actually going to take this off now. Just wanted to show you how it comes. But look, and you can even get 20% off this as well. Okay, so seriously, I know she's going to run out of these, so don't delay. The cutest little bag. I mean, I do love a bag, and this is just the best little soft travel bag. But inside, let me just show you the goodies quickly, because you've got a really generous travel size of that daily lift, so you can try that. This is something I'm loving. I'm using this every day when I go out wearing a skirt and I'm not wearing any tights because it's tinted. So you get all those lovely benefits. Smells amazing. Can you see the color on my hand? It doesn't tan you, okay? So it's not going to turn your legs brown, but it just evens out skin tone. It just takes away the pallor. So if you are very pale like me, then it just gives you just that little hint, or even actually on richer skin tones, it just gives you a bit of a gleam. It helps to even out pigmentation, but it is absolutely delicious, and it tones and smooths and scents. You get that in there as well. And there's two more things. You get this, which is the Cellulite Salon Secret for legs. You can use this in conjunction with body brushing. It's a brilliant body oil. So you just put a few drops on your body. You can massaging it into hips and thighs. She's got directions on how to do lymphatic massage, how to really target the appearance of lumpy, bumpy skin. So you get that in there as well. Cute bottle, look. I'm a sucker for good packaging. And then this, I was using this at the weekend, actually, in my shower. Detoxifying leg scrub. I defy you not to love this. This is super addictive. It's a sea salt, and it's got different sizes of particles of sea salt, and it just gives you a wonderful glow, but it doesn't strip your skin. Your skin is left silky smooth. It smells amazing. It's a brilliant post or pre-holiday treatment. It's great pre-tanning. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop banging on about it because I'm running out of time, and it tells you all about it, how to use it in there. Anyway, this kit is on her website. I think it's about £60 odd, but you get 20% off, which brings it down to 52, something like that, and free P&P. And with every order of anything on Legology, they send you free samples as well. So seriously, I'm actually tempted to go online and buy another couple myself before these disappear, because I do love them so much. I think, yeah, has Kate been on here before? I think she has, long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. Must get her back on, actually. I love Legology. Kate, if you're watching, thank you for sending me those goodies. Thank you for sorting out that discount with the team. 20% off everything, and that's Legology, So this week, don't forget to sign up to subscribe to the Earle Wellbeing Show podcast. Really good episode, as always. Oh my gosh, we've had some great guests. Chris Van Tuliken, the doctor. Did you listen to Ultra Processed? I mean, that is, or Unprocessed People is the name of his book. We were talking about ultra processed foods. Really good. If you've not listened to that, seriously, if you're taking a moment, you know, you're in the car, you've got a journey, you're in the bath, you're in the kitchen tonight, stick on, go to your podcast app, wherever you listen to podcasts, just search Earle. The Earle Wellbeing Show will pop up. We're really up there now. I think we've had just nearly 5 million downloads. So thank you for all of that, and share it far and wide, because seriously, that one on Unprocessed and Dr. Chris Van Tuliken is amazing. Yeah, I know lots of you loving that too. That's it for today. I'm back with you live here on Thursday. Sorry to overrun a little bit, but I thought it was worth talking about those good things. And yeah, so same time, same place on Thursday. And we are going to be joined by another fab female founder, Mariska Dunlop, who I caught up with in real life recently. She's the founder of Life Armor, and we're going to talk about adaptogenic herbs. So don't miss that. Sending you lots of love, lots of hearts back. Thanks for being with me today. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.